City of Whispers, Chapter 1, The End. Every good story begins with the ending of another good story. Julian the Bard. Minolia slowly opened her eyes. The light streaming brilliantly through a nearby window clearly indicated that day had broken many hours earlier. This was extraordinarily unlike her. Her routines were sacrosanct to her, and rising at the first breath of dawn was one of her oldest routines. Attempting to correct the error through increased endeavor, Minolia exerted her limbs with the goal of launching out of the bed and into her morning routines. This exertion failed, leaving Minolia bewildered and breathless. The change of position was negligible and very disturbing. A calm and kind voice floated from somewhere next to her. "Nolly, be still. I'm here now." Nolly? What an odd abbreviation of her name. Well, not very odd. The method for shortening the syllables in her name was quite logical. But why would someone do that? Only one person had ever been allowed to shorten her name, and she has long since passed. Something was definitely out of place. Or perhaps everything was out of place. Filled with curiosity, Minolia turned her head to examine her surroundings. A small gasp escaped her lips. The room was opulent by all measures of her existence, though perhaps the nobility might have used a different word as description. None of the rooms in her stepfather's inn were as large as the room she now lay in. Not even the rooms with multiple beds. A quick assessment of the room would have allowed no less than 6 of the largest beds in the inn to be placed within, and still have room for movement and dressing. Instead, the suite contained but one very large bed, a large fireplace, a dresser with a gilded mirror, a small couch, and a very large privacy screen. The stonecraft that formed the room's walls were covered by vibrant tapestries, depicting scenes of historical events which Minolia had no frame of reference. More importantly, everything within the room was of the highest quality, and well beyond the summit of wealth Minolia could earn in a lifetime. "Nolly, are you okay?" There was that gentle voice again. "Nolly." Minolia focused on its source, choosing to ignore the other trappings that were illogically arranged about her. Seated upon his knees next to Minolia was the individual with the distracting nickname for her. It didn't take more than a blink of the eye to determine that her current lodgings was due to that distinguished individual. Minolia placed him in his late 30s, early 40s, an age when the tawdiness of youth was finally succumbing to the droop of age. Though his umber hair was streaked with gray and his skin was freckled with the spots of age, his eyes still echoed the rascal nature that lay within his soul. He had regrown his goatee and mustache combination, apparently no longer concerned that the gray streaks announced his age. His clothes were just as well manicured as the rest of his body, crafted from sturdy cottons and overlaid with silks in his preferred scarlet combinations. Yes, he hadn't changed much. Minolia was disturbed as she felt the overriding familiarity with a man that she was certain she had never met. It was as if somebody else's memories were coexisting with her own. Those memories knew this man, knew him as well as she knew herself, knew him like a husband, like a soulmate. "I know you," she whispered. "Yes," he whispered in return. That whisper held deep overtones of love and loss. You came back. I never left. He was right. He hadn't left. She had left. When had she left? Why would she have left? None of it made sense in her memory-addled brain. She tried to leverage herself upright again, but found herself with less success than previously. Please, Nolly, stop struggling. Let us just talk while we can. His voice dripped with despair far too deep for one so young. The despair one holds when losing someone very dear. Oh, it made sense now. She remembered. Her eyes drifted to her left arm, covered in the wrinkles of age, like parchment stretched across a wooden frame. He was here to mourn her. A buried memory resurfaced, a memory when they were both much younger. Yes, he'd courted her when they'd both been young. She'd been hesitant, no, disdainful of him. He'd always sought her, even when they had been with others. A spike of jealousy coursed through her as she realized that he had retained his youth while she had lost hers. It was tremendously unfair. Unfair. No, she'd been the one responsible for the loss of her youth. She couldn't remember how, but it had been a sacrifice. That tug of half-known memories was there again, reminding her that she had exchanged her youth to prevent a greater darkness. Clawing furiously to uncover the rest of the memories accomplished little, with they continuing to slip further away. As she dredged the memories that were not hers, she pieced together scattered fragments, visions of fights and disagreements. Time and time again, the two had disputes over actions, decisions. Oh no. I'm sorry. Her lips mouthed with intention. You were right. We were both right. But I lost it. We had it, and I lost it. Nolly, hush. You're forgetting things. But we could have won. Nolly, please. What is done is done. It wasn't the only way. It never was. It was part of the process. But the cycle, we could have ended it. Very deep sadness descended upon the younger man, lowering his eyes toward the hands that had clasped one of her own. She didn't know when that had occurred, but it felt right. It felt natural. We did break the cycle. Oh, yes, they had. She remembered that now. How had they done it? She couldn't remember. She knew two of them had been part of it. Had there been others? Yes, there had. She remembered that now, too. I'm so sorry. I'd forgotten. How could I forget? How could I forget? A sob emerged from her chest, and a soft pressure on her hand radiated up her arm. It's been a long time for you. It was a lot closer for some of us. Yes, but so many, and such dear friends. They were my fault too. Not all of them. Some of them were sacrifices willingly made. Did she ever forgive me? As much as anyone ever can. I miss them. We all do. An uncomfortable pause followed until their eyes met again. This time, hope seemed to blossom from within their renewed contact. This is it, isn't it? Yes, that's why we are all here. Everyone that could make it. Where are they? In the next room. She thought over everything, biting her lip in a manner she had exercised for most of her adult life. Can they hear us? Yes. I'm sorry. They know. Promise to stay with me through all eternity. That's a very long time. Not long enough. I feel the world disappearing. It was true. It was as if pieces of her were fading away, segments of her body becoming transparent, or even seemed to cease to exist. I know. I have always, and I have always loved you. And then there was nothing.